So Hercules Gomez had some choice words for Santi Jimenez on a collab he did with Fútbol Asada. I will put the link to the full episode down below in the comments so you guys can check out the entire episode. A lot of good stuff in there. And I'm going to play the particular clip that was posted on their Instagram, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts because Herc was taking a ton of heat for what he said. So let's go ahead and pull this up, guys. If you like videos about the Mexican national team in English, make sure you hit subscribe. I got a bunch of stuff dropping for the Nations League, only a few weeks away. Hit the like button if you could, and let me know down below in the comments, was Herc spitting facts or was he straight hating?
Mexico side right now, how can we even say Santi is world class if we don't even know he's going to be playing for the Mexican national team?
Okay, pause it there first. I don't want the whole focus of the video to be, is Santi Jimenez world class? But I have to address this because this is how the clip starts. And the answer is no. Santi Jimenez is not world class. And I know there's a lot of different definitions for world class. Some people say it's top 3 in the world. Some people say it's top 5. Some people are pretty liberal and they say it's top 10. Other people say that world class is being able to walk into the starting 11 of any team in the world. And truth be told, I don't care if you're going top 3, top 5, top 7, top 8, top 10, top 12. Santi Jimenez is not world class. And he certainly is not walking into the elite teams of the world. Did he walk into AC Milan? Yes, because he was replacing Tammy effing Abraham. Could Santi Jimenez one day be a world-class footballer? Absolutely. But I'm really anti this tsunami of pressure that we keep putting on him and trying to make him live up to being possibly the greatest Mexican player of all time when he's not ready for that. And I feel like by doing so, we're just setting him up to fail, and I don't want to see him fail, so that's why I'm firmly against all this world-class talk. It is so hyperbolic, it is so over the top, it is so false. And there's a lot more reasons I could get into, but the one that Herc has already mentioned is, how can we say Santi Jimenez is world-class if we don't even know he's the starter for Mexico, much less the starter for Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia even? Like, what are we saying here? How can you be world-class and not even start for a CONCACAF team? I promise y'all, as improved as CONCACAF has become, we will never see a day where a world-class player is not a certified starter in our region. That day will never come. There are very few teams in the world where a world-class player does not start. In Mexico, we don't qualify.
Respectfully speaking, Raul Jimenez has earned right now the #1 position, right?
Straight facts. Raul Jimenez probably should be the starter for Mexico, and I have some numbers to back that up in a second.
He's done it for club, he's done it for country, he's done it at a high level in the Premier League, he's done it for his Mexican national team right now. But there are a lot of people who will put Henry Martin right now at the #2 spot forward for the Mexican national team over Santi Jimenez, because Santi Jimenez, when he puts on that green jersey, it seems to be kryptonite for him.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there because that was the biggest gripe that people had with this video from Herc. And I got to say, bro, I don't think y'all paid attention. What he just said was not Herc's depth chart, his personal depth chart for the Mexican national team. He is not saying, I would go Raul, Henry, Santi. He didn't say that. What he said was there's a portion of fans who would say that Henry Martin is probably the backup. And this is not a 1% of fans. It is a minority of fans, but it is enough of a minority for Herc to have to mention them. And again, he's correct. He never said Henry Martin is a better player. Like some of y'all are hearing him, but you're not listening. You know what I mean? This might be a truth pill that's too big for some of y'all to swallow, but Santi Jimenez has been poor for Mexico. And some of y'all are completely blind to this fact. Some of y'all have more excuses than what US fans have for Gio Reyna, and it's embarrassing. I'm just going to read y'all the stats for these 3 individual players for the Mexican national team since the start of 2023. Raul Jimenez has played 7 games for Mexico. He has 5 goals and 2 assists. Henry Martin, 17 games for Mexico, 2 goals, 8 assists. And finally, Santi Jimenez, 23 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. So he's played the most games of those 3 forwards, and he has tied for the fewest amount of goals, the fewest assists, and the fewest combined GA. Yet some of y'all think Herc is completely out of pocket and delusional to suggest that there's a portion of the fan base that thinks, based on Henry Martin's performance for Mexico and Santi's performance for Mexico, that Henry Martin couldn't possibly be above him. I just read you the stats. He's got 10 GA in 17 games. Santi's got 3 GA in 23 games. And as Herc says, when he puts on the green, it seems to be kryptonite. Yet instead of facing the music, some of y'all just want to make excuses. Oh, it's because he's playing in front of Charlie Rodriguez. Well, so is Henry Martin. Oh, it's because he was playing with Jorge Sanchez. He's a tronco. Well, so is Henry Martin. God, I was kind of dreading making this video because it seems like I'm dragging Santi when I'm not. I'm dragging the fans who are blind, who are sheep, saying that he's top 5 striker in the world, easily the best striker for Mexico, hands down best striker for CONCACAF. Like, what are y'all's data points to back up that argument? Just because Santi was great for Feyenoord doesn't mean he's world class. There have been plenty of examples of strikers who have completely torn up the Eredivisie and have gone to other leagues and not been it. Just anecdotally, from my personal experience, there's a guy called Vincent Janssen who was playing for, I think, AZ Alkmaar, scored like 25 goals in one season, went to Spurs, flop, went somewhere else, I think Turkey, flop, went to Rayados, flop, and now he's back, I think, in the Belgian league. For the last effing time, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to Santi, but you can't just look at Feyenoord goals and be like, yep, he's world class. You don't become world class in the Eredivisie. I'm sorry. You become world class when you go to a different league and you ball out. You become world class when you play for your national team and you ball out. Oh, but Jack, he doesn't have any help, he doesn't have any service if he had better players. He's got the same players as Raul Jimenez and Henry Martin. I'm just going to hit play again, man.
He's not had his true moments. I'll say moments because he had the goal in the Gold Cup final, which was more like the Silver Cup final. Mexico and Panama were like these strong teams there. They made it in the final, and he had his moment in the sun. But that was it. Like, you expect a player who we thought have a massive transfer, not that $40 million isn't massive, but 2 years ago we were asking ourselves, will he break Christian Pulisic's $70 million transfer record? That's where we were back then, right? And now you're seriously doubting if he's going to play over Raul Jimenez.
Okay, so I think that was the weakest part of Herc's argument was the transfer fee, because there probably were clubs that would have offered 60, 70 million for Santi, but he went to AC Milan, it's Serie A, they have money, but not that kind of money. $40 million is a big investment for AC Milan, and he was clearly brought in to be the starter, so I don't really think the money that our players go for really matters that much. But I think the point that he's trying to make is, hey, this guy at one point had a $70 million valuation, and we're still asking ourselves, is he going to start for Mexico? Which, again, to me, just proves right then and there that Santi's not world class. Like, period. That's the entire argument I could have said. I could have condensed everything into one sentence. If you're not the lock-in starter for Mexico, you're not world class. Period. And a lot of the comments were taking this like Hercules Gomez was hating on Santi. He's hating on Mexico. He's jealous. I don't know where you guys are getting this from. What he said, the entire video, is accurate. He doesn't really have a bunch of amazing moments for Mexico. He doesn't perform for the Mexican national team. He's not the locked-in starter for Mexico. Raul Jimenez probably should be the starter. It doesn't mean Santi's a bad player. It doesn't mean he sucks. It doesn't mean Raul is even better than him. It just means, hey, he hasn't done enough to say, this position is mine. And instead of saying, like, yeah, that's true, because it is true, we're trying to say that this is like a toxic narrative that Herc is pushing. Again, I don't get it. I'm looking at some of the comments here. Somebody saying, unplug Unk's mic. Why? Because you can't face the truth? Okay. Never, ever, ever rate Unk again. Why? Why don't you rate what Hercules Gomez is saying? Did you even listen? He talked like the other two guys achieved great things in their national team. Really, bruh? You are supporting what Herc is saying. And I don't think you know that you're doing that. Henry Martin is not an amazing player and has never been that, certainly for the Mexican national team. He's a Liga MX legend, but he's never been that for El Tri. Raul Jimenez has been a solid center forward for Mexico. That's it. But being a kind of irrelevant player for the national team and a solid center forward is still more than Santi. That's the point. That is literally the point. The bar is not even high, right? It's not up here. It's here, and Santi's still here when it comes to the Mexican national team. So it's a low bar. He's not fighting against... Can you imagine if he played for Argentina? Can you imagine if he had Julian and Lautaro to overcome? He would never sniff the pitch for Argentina. That's just the reality, man. Hercules Gomez is a certified Mexico hater despite being Mexican or Latino. Well, he is Mexican, and I don't know what that has to do with what he said. What he said was correct. Santi is world class. Wow. I think he will be too good for Milan in a year. Then the next step is to go to the Premier League, maybe Chelsea, maybe Liverpool, maybe Arsenal. He will make Mexicans proud. That is asinine to say right now when he just got to AC Milan and you're already saying he should leave in a year to go to Liverpool or Arsenal, and he's not world class, man. Like, y'all have to stop with this. Not yet. He can get there, but he is not world class. I mean, just off the top of my head, he doesn't start for Bayern, Inter, Atleti, Barca, Real Madrid, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Man City, Does he start for Spurs? Is he better than Dominic Solanke? He's probably on the same level. Doesn't start for PSG. Doesn't start for Dortmund. Again, I hate doing this because I love Santi, but I gotta say the truth. I don't have anything else to say, man. I was a little disappointed with everybody's reaction to this because I thought Hercules Gimenez got it spot on, right? He is saying, look, the 9 position for Mexico, it's there for Santi to take. It's there for him to claim, but he's got to claim it, and he hasn't done that so far. And that's just objectively the truth. And for people to, you know, I don't know, say that he's like a traitor Mexican and like all this, oh, this is why he didn't pick Mexico. I mean, it's just way over the top. It got really toxic. I don't like how we're talking about Santi. I just think everybody needs to calm down. He just joined AC Milan. He's having a great start despite the team being very dysfunctional. Just let him be. We don't need to be doing this. It just bothers me at times. But that's what I have to say about this. Santi Jimenez is not world class. It is a debate between him and Raul. If it was up to me, I would start both and figure out the rest of the team. Right? Those are 2 of our 4 best players. They're both 9s. Figure it out. Javier Aguirre. Play a 4-4-2. I don't care what you need to do. They probably need to be on the pitch. At the same time, yep, I got no more words. Like I said, I'll be back for more Nations League coverage here on Deadball TV. I'm going to try to do a live stream for our game against Canada. Speaking of, that would be a great opportunity for Santi to completely end this debate. If he wanted to go out there, if he goes out there and he scores against Canada, takes us to the final, and gets an assist, or even has a really strong performance against the United States, guess what? Boom. All the haters, even though Herc isn't a hater, all the detractors, all the critics is a better word for it. Bye-bye. The 9 is Santi's forever until he fumbles it. That would be the best response that we could possibly see from this entire discussion. And I hope that we do see it because I want to win the Nations League. I'm sure you want to win the Nations League too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button. Check me out on social media. Links in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.